Yourself, the investment for July is soliciting solitude. Why inner solitude? Your innate being craves it. It nurtures or feeds your soul so that a treasure box opens that's been hidden away. Solitude is a gateway to the divine, which opens us up to receive insights of our own spirit, so that life is a continuum of organic, natural states of bliss. If you're on the threshold of change or transformation, solitude is calling for you. This limited time investment of $88 is an investment in you. An inward journey of transformation awaits. Invest in you here at club.tanyadi.tv/soliciting dash.
Inshallah and Ashe. I just put that out there because the weekend, that little gem is going back to its origins, its original investment. So with that, just want to give a big shout out and congratulations for watching my show. So streaming in on the airwaves, in case you missed me yesterday, it's a Witcher's Way to Manifestation. So when we effectively synchronize our vibration, we can manifest what we truly heartfelt desire. And in synchronizing our vibration, this allows us to attract love, positive energy, rising our vibrations, abundance, while at the same time removing darkness of the past or the present in our day-to-day reality, our life. And then we discover how quickly we can align our vibration to these powerful tools to manifest with other, I'd say hundreds, if not millions, of other amazing like-minded souls. I do have the registration page and the waitlist in the show notes. So it's really about mastering our energetic boundaries. That's kind of the foundation to begin with, starting to vibrate from our heart, cleansing our chalice. And when we do this, the frequency begins to transform our own inner frequency so that we can open a new door to attract what our heart authentically desires. So all manifestations, and I mean all, come from the center of our star, the heart channel. That's why I created Change Your Stars, actually. But that right there is the prime directive to our essence, to our beingness. So whatever it is your heart desires authentically, whether it's love, a relationship, a new career, a house, a cabin in the woods, mastering our energetic boundaries is really the foundation to remove this toxic debris, again, from the past or the present in our day-to-day life, really discovering how to montanize our medicine like a witcher to manifest with other magical souls. So what do you think is the number one thing that gets in the way of manifesting the life that you truly want to live? You're really not going to like the answer, but I promise you, you're not going to like it. But I do promise you, the answer is you. So by discovering how to montanize our medicine and utilizing our most powerful tool, our asset, ourselves, so that manifesting and creating really becomes the life dream into reality. It becomes manifest. Reality becomes real. So when we master our own energetic vibration, that's when we begin to organically flow so that we do attract with our authentic heart-driven self, what's driven by our heart. So join me for the webinar coming up August 4th at 5 p.m. Mountain Time and register for the event. But with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet for the weekend. It's a Freaky Friday, and I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. I do go by the term holistic Sha medium, but my intention is to really utilize the power of the indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint, to navigate our soul's harmonic, the star that we are, through these realms, the elemental, imaginal, and into the gateway of the shamanic portal, the cosmos, subtle energies, and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to really add to the juice of your own personal container. Our personal medicine, our prime directive, the star really that we are, just assisting you in discovering that personal medicine, your inner genius, and really to light your star up brighter, the magical being, the essence that resides within you. So we illuminate, basically. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And my little dude behind me, I'm telling you, I'm not a plant girl. I might have to move this baby. But with that, if you are feeling like pouring some juice in your chalice, I totally would. So when we pour our own cup to the point of overflow energetically, especially if we are able to take that bow in the mirror to ourselves, we really should be the person that we love the mostest with self-love, right? And when we love ourselves the mostest, we are literally raising the bar and we're able to get a frequency match in its purest form. But in order to do this, we must take the bow, right? Come from the purity of our heart center, our heart chakra, our pure heart chalice, and receive unconditional love from ourselves and eradicate energetically the false narratives, our throat centers online, so that voice inside of us, and those limitations that you may have about loving yourself to the brim of your chalice, heartfelt. So you may have to remove yourself from physical toxic debris, meaning people, environments, situations that aren't really loving, and you maybe feel uncomfortable in those spaces. So you can really open up and receive that divine pour, a full pour or a large pour. I'm thinking of Johnny Depp, the full pour, that big cup. But if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Authentically Heartfelt, again, I'm all about the heart, Tanya D. And for those new subscribers, again, thank you for helping me expand and grow my show. And hitting the bell button, I mean, thank you. Ashe, blessings. And remember, a comment or a share will get you a message for your day to really get you on your way, echoing you out, or me out, actually, with that algorithm to other like-minded musers out in the galactic universe who may muse about positivity, organically optimism, insights about the other world, the world of spirit source, and the beings that are otherworldly or elementally, and so much more. You can always also find me on other social platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast. And if your soul does wish to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library, Pie in the Sky. It's a venue where you have some amazing options to assist you and to guide you. A private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we need another outside, I would say, otherworldly perspective to look into our village. So with that, again, I mean, I'm going to toot my own horn here. Options, you know what's coming up. But Witcher's Way to Manifestation, that really is on the highway. Be sure to join the live show for that as well. We really are our greatest asset or our worst enemy. So reserve your spot. I'm going to go to places possibly that you maybe have never been, opening your eyes to something otherworldly, especially when it comes to the art of manifestation, to get to the root symptom, the original cause of your ability to manifest or not manifest. Going into the sacred energetic boundaries to an inner altar, going out into our inner world and our outer world, going back to the origins. So this is not an offering for the week because we're really going to address some symptoms, some energetic causes, physical conundrums, and so much more. So especially if you're on the hamster wheel of life in any aspect, issues manifesting the love of your life, a place to live, a car, career, etc., be sure to join the Witcher's Way to Manifest. The link is in the show notes, and join the wait list, especially if you are really at a crossroads or an energetic hiccup, feeling the call to montanize your medicine. And Monday, we have the Otherworldly podcast, Raziel, for the season of the sun coming out, the angelic being of Leo. And also, if you're in need of a one-on-one, that's your comfort zone, Cowrie Shell Divinations, again. This is like to meet with your otherworldly congress. The link is in the show notes. This is a prescription ritual to really address the symptoms of adversity that may be showing up in your energetic field. Okay, so we have a wand, which is a witcher wand. We've got a potion or an infusion. You can decide. And we also have some cat eyes or a black cat. Maybe Lily. I don't know. But you decide. What's the vibrational match for you today? Super exciting. Hey, and I never know what I'm going with. I just roll with my own punches. So on the elemental highway, so we've got this Yin Water Goat of a day, 2 goats. So this is like the driest day of the year. We are parched, really. It's like a desert. We've got a palm tree there and an oasis, literally like a desert. So our day is below the energetic field. It's almost totally dried up. It needs support. It has no support. This is the support it needs so we can get, we can also attract people that have the missing ingredient. What am I trying to say? So our day needs metal. So if somebody was born on a metal day, a metal year, a metal month, that would be enlivening the prime directive of our day today. Does that make sense? That's the missing ingredient, just to fulfill our needs. Just a little muse there. But metal is definitely needed to bring support and resources to our yin water. We could bring in wood, more of it, to break up the ground because we got dry earth, but we need wet earth. We need a root system of these trees to break up the soil. But more wood also is going to bring in more fire, so it's a whole situation. And the yin fire and the yin water on the Gui and the ding on the heavenly stems, they don't get along either. They're restricted. Fire is still at its peak in the season of summer. So, our earth needs to be watered. Otherwise, we're going to have another issue, another conundrum. So metal, water, and then wood. That's going to balance the energy of our day. But for sure, metal, then water, then wood, definitely. So is anybody ready for this goat month to be over yet? Oh boy. So the talent, the god on the year that comes in streaming in today with all these little characters is the networker. This is social media events, getting your voice out there, being heard, gaining followers, being social, being chatty, mingling, connecting with people, getting out behind the desk. The original talent is the competitor, which belongs to the body. This is embodiedness. The opposing counterpart is the motivator. So people that are competitors, they're stable, robust, usually charismatic, they captivate people. They inspire, they motivate, they rally. They're like the rally getters or something like that. So these qualities, they're excellent leaders. They bring people together, but they really crave a sense of togetherness. That's kind of their womb, if you will. And when they can utilize this and apply it for the right cause, they can really make a significant impact on the world, society, humanitarianism. They're determined. They're serious go-getters. They have an aggressive mentality. They have no fear. And they really react extremely fast to all opportunities. So like ambition, success, that's their drive. They really want to be the first in whatever field that they're competing in. I can visualize different people that I know in my circus that do this, but that's their competitive ground. It stabilizes them, I guess. So they really like to take risks really easily. They feel it might give them the advantage over the competition. So they create leaders and followers with their ability to influence the masses. So a lot of musicians have this, pop and rock stars kind of thing. They gain a lot of followers, devoted followers, thanks to this particular gift, this talent. So Kanye West, Miley Cyrus, Kim Kardashian, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift. I don't know if I said it last time, but you will notice in music that there's always some kind of competition and comparison going on. The music industry really is a battleground, a fight for the audience, a fight for the influence. But they do as well also have issues with addiction, overspending, especially if it's out of balance. So just a muse there. It's always about balance, right? Knowing the threads. So here we've got the cat eyes, or Lily, my little cat. We've got a potion, a magic potion, or a wand. Options, comment. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. Options. So I went with the Shadowscapes. I love this deck, I should say, the cards, because they tell a story. So if you chose the wands, you got the 10 of wands of all things. It's kind of a peculiar thing, right? But the 10, that's a placeholder. So when we trust and we love, and when we love and we trust, that's what it's all about. It isn't about protection. We already have faith. We're trusting and we're loving. And when we love and trust, we then manifest. That really is the cosmic potion. So manifesting with the wand. So fire, energy, excitement, passion, action, raw, wild enthusiasm. But this is like the fire of the earth. Manifestation is earth, right? Energy to matter. It's spirit taking shape. It's even like channeling spirit. I think that's a great thing. But it's the earth star too. Landing into the earth plane. The earth star is nature-based, right? Nature-driven. So you can see on the 10 of wands, I don't know if you can see, these cards are magical, but there's a goddess of the forest, and she's carrying on her shoulders an extremely large miniature kingdom, like just a whole village, actually. So her body's like bent over, her branches are curled up. She's kind of bulky. She's probably not having a great time, really. But this is prosperity. It's an abundant life of energy. So this little creatures are living inside all these towers. They're depending on the nutrients that this little character is carrying, right? She's brought them the sap of life flowing through the trees, the stems, the leaves. I just love this because I love trees, right? I love nature. I can just vision all of this. But their souls are gradually turning into these haunting little melodies, beings of the nature and the trees, the hummingbirds, the crickets, and all the things. But it's through the branches and the leaves that they stream into her heart. And as time goes by, they penetrate deep into the roots. And, she's not aware if these are burdens she's carrying for a very long time, but her body's becoming weak and tired, and she's still just trying to resist it. She's just dragging slowly towards the sun and hoping that the sun, the fireball of the sun, could really help her through this difficult time. So the flames, the burning of the wands, it seems that the fire can only be sustained by the coals, the base of the coals. I don't know if you can see them, but she's struggling. She's trying to keep her mind clear, which means she's trying to maintain the operation of kind of a nursing center. This is like a mother womb here. This is fire to earth. So amazing. So this kind of indicates maybe excessive expansion, maybe multitasking at the same time, letting everything go too far, too much of a burden, the responsibilities to bear, just doing things in a difficult way. So maybe in your mind's eye, all these little creatures, these tiny creatures that live among the trees in the village, they don't necessarily need to be wrapped up and nurtured, right? So maybe it's a mistake sometimes when the goddess takes on too much responsibility. But when burdens are taken on a voluntary basis, it's will, it's strength, that's what's born from within to support and nurture the goals, right? It takes a village. And the 10 also represents a completion cycle. So this is energy to matter, completing the cycle, manifest, right? Spirit invokes us, we create something, it takes form. So you may have completed a cycle after a period of struggle, but in the end, it's like reaping the rewards after investing all that hard work and the effort. So you may have accomplished this creative adventure, realized a dream, you've set your goal out, you've accessed it with a key, but you still have to deal with the consequences on the other side of the coin. So it's like a message of hard work, or you have a lot of hard work to do. If you want to achieve your goals, your efforts, a lot of times, many times, they have to be greater than they are at the moment, like pushing through, right? And if you want anything, you must make more effort in the future. So it also maybe be challenges ahead. Maybe you have to work harder. Maybe it's more difficult, something that requires a lot of energy and perseverance. You could feel overwhelmed by all the challenges that are coming together. But it also shows that you have achieved the success and you still carry a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. So we can take those responsibilities as challenges and keep trying to accomplish them, which is really just sharpening our skill set, our personality, our willpower. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. I know for myself, I get myself in some really great over multitasking things, but that's my mind, right? It just flips. Okay, who chose the cat eyes? My little Lily. Totally looks like Lilith, but you get justice as your message. 11. So this is love and loving ourselves more. This is spirit, energy, and matter. Once again, integrity. It's our high octave heart. So in the mind of the Egyptians, when death comes, takes away our soul, being condemned by the goddess Mat. I don't know if I'm saying that right. M-A-A-T. The job is to weigh the soul and compare to the feathers on the scales. And if not relevant, the soul is going to be banished into the other world, hell, right? But there are people who say that justice is blind, but she is not. Her eyes are bright and white. They're not the light of blindness, but the pure white light of truth. This is also the throat center. So this is great that this showed up today. So we can see through the boundaries of the flesh, just stripping away the shells of emotions, mediocrity, the illusion, deception, into the depths of our heart where consciousness becomes liberated. There's no hiding anything. There's no longer a need to hide anything. So she really represents the law of cause and effect. Since she places this feather on her heart like a sword, but she's not the judge. She doesn't judge with personal bias or in the gray color of hesitation. It's the limitations of absolute black and white. So everything is recognized according to its nature. It's fair, it's objective, it's judicious, right? So there's this balance that's going to be obtained when justice is given, not by reasonable agreement, right? So this is really about balance, harmony, justice, accountability, measuring all aspects of the problem before we make a decision, and choosing with full awareness, right? Engaging awareness. So justice needs to be based on logical thinking at the same time, but it also, we have to be objective to see the situations and evaluate what's needed, needs versus wants. So it's kind of focusing on truth, morality, responsibility, but sometimes we have to compromise to establish and understand the truth of both sides of the problem. So it's like looking through different eyes, right? But it's like confessing and accepting the truth. Sometimes people just and confess, be honest, have integrity. Hey, I messed up, right? So sometimes we have to comprehend or understand the results of our actions and the connection between them and the surrounding at the same time. In the meantime, it kind of puts us forward focusing on the future, a process. So, it actually has a deeper story to this whole card, which is totally magical and majestic, which I loved. But however, instead of the usual sword in the cards, Justice has this feather in her hand. It's brought close to her heart to show that she herself always puts justice above all emotions. But hers is flexible. It's soft as a feather. It's not rigid and sharp like a sword. So perhaps maybe we should look towards the justice associated with humanitarianism rather than harsh justice, like the whatever that thing's called. My brain can see it, but the word's not there. Cool, the mallet. Rather than harsh justice without giving people a chance to kind of correct their mistakes. So it's kind of this message appears in the form. It's the scales. It represents the season of Libra, and it announces that the surrounding issues are soon going to receive a conclusion, whether they're satisfied or not. So the conclusion's still made to the principles of being fairness. So maybe you're about to sign a legal paper, but at the same time, holding a balance and standing on the winding tree trunk there, wings twisted to the side. Maybe it makes us feel like she's kind of in a precarious kind of state more than ever, but she also has to keep her mind steady. She has to keep her body balanced on this tree trunk. So it's just like a Libra, right? That keeps everything around them in harmony and a balanced state, especially if you know Libras. But they do invite, they always invite you into their story. I know this for a few Libra people I know. But being that you received the Justice card, you're probably carrying some difficult choices between emotion and reason. Your mind may be torn. You have to decide how to harmonize both frequencies, both sides of the coin here. So this is when you should calmly kind of consider carefully all aspects before making that final decision. Maybe it's a time to slow down and observe and analyze. Don't rush in. So everything that happens after that really depends on our current decision. So sometimes justice is just here to remind us to be honest with our own selves, our own integrity. Like, how long has it been before you've looked back at yourself in that mirror? Or are you running away from things that you dare not deal with? So it's the right time right now for you to look back on yourself and face all of those obstacles with courage to solve them smoothly. So, a justice really looks at everything. And what I like a lot is it's the third eye on our forehead. We can look through that eye to avoid the bias, the mundane eyes, like the otherworldly perspective. And even in some cases, it also reminds us to consider to be fair and objective. So I really like that as well. But again, this had a great story. It's way too long. I'm getting messages on my phone. Okay, the potion. This is great. This is the Four of Wands. This is the breakdown to the breakthrough. And magic really is a potion sometimes. So if things appear to be falling apart, remember they are actually falling together. This is like spring has come. The flowers are blooming. The roses are sweet with fragrance. This is an invitation to this mysterious magical kingdom. So like from the east, the ground shaking. The unicorns are like, ooh, I don't know if you can tell those are unicorns. I first thought they were little foxes, but they're unicorns. They're leaping forward. They've got the fairy messengers. Everyone's coming to this party. Like the cold is over, and I wish it was coming. But they're fluttering. They're in the air, But this is joy. This is like getting into the party and taking advantage and being resting. And the fairies are messengers. They're trumpeting. I don't know if you can see the trumpets. but they're really creating this thunderous, this music out into the dawn, and the wind and the mate, just all of it, the wings waking up everything with these trumpets. It's like, it really is a celebration. It's like turning on the juice, having joy, being flown through the air, otherworldly. It's kind of like unicorns, and I'm thinking of hummingbirds. So this is calling in for celebrations, anniversaries. It's success. It's an atmosphere filled with hope and joy and peace and harmony, and just feeling juicy for everybody that comes here. But on the other side, once the goal's been achieved, the prosperity needs to be sustained. It's like getting the momentum. And when the momentum gets flowing, it's time to relax and enjoy, take a breath, take a pause. But we still can't forget to prepare to return to work to achieve. The fire needs to be kindled. It always needs to be burning. It needs to be nourished. The flames need to be fed so the sparks don't extinguish. So it's like learning to give up the limits and know how to embrace freedom. So this is all about peace, achievement, blessings, harmony, stability, success. So to me, it's more of a message to bring in stability, and knowing that it appeared today, like everything in our life is like gradually going to go into an orbit. So it's like reassuring that all these complexities, usually family issues, are going to be resolved soon. But the message really is not to worry. The tensions are going to disappear. If you have family issues, they're going to be resolved. And it's also a message that the upcoming moment, future period, is favorable as well, especially with relationships, certainly being stable. So if you're feeling under stress, you're going to feel more comfortable and relaxed in the future. And it's the reward of financial abundance. So if you're still struggling with a source of like having mediocre wages, your resources are going to become more abundant out into the future. So hold that frequency. Like, what are you doing? What are you being and doing so you can have? These issues are going to be resolved really quickly. So this is just really about a festival, having a party, a celebration. It's about happiness in all relationships, especially families. And it is a time to resolve those misunderstandings. So it really is a celebration card. And the 4 also symbolizes a solid foundation. So knowing after the breakdown to the breakthrough, the foundation becomes solid. And to enjoy a steady frequency, a happy time, a sense of harmony, balance, fulfillment, the joy, peace, all of these efforts, especially in the face of adversity and challenges. This really is one of the most active kind of messages that does indicate luck and perfection and satisfaction. So these messages really flow with the frequency of our day. So with that, the messages, the justice, it's also energy of the day, which is Libra, not the 11, by the way, but more of the cosmic highway. And our throat center's online, our heart center, along with our shaman's portal. So this is getting in the flow. I would almost feel like my third eye just popped open, probably because I talked about it. And metal again, we could do air rituals, breath work. So with that, an affirmation to say to get you on your way would be like, I would affirm that I am opening my heart today to receive divine love, right? That divine connection. So with that, remember to join the art of magnetic manifestation. It's a craft in a way. The links again are in the show notes. Make it a freaky Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Ashe, thanks for tuning in. Blessings. My cute dad gave me this hat. It's a little big. Thank you. I'm a nut. I know it. Love myself more.